All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Before we do that, let's take a look at our browser, see what we got going on in our blog.photobiz.com. You can always check out for new tips and new things that we got coming out. To see what's new, check out our, what's new for August. You can see the website builder had some quick new change blocks. The quick change blocks are very fast and easy to use. Just tap this in the corner of the block that you want to update. You can see different designs and layouts as you cycle through them. I love it. It's great for people who are fast at building and just maybe you want some quick tweaks on your website. Some other things to additionals for layouts is you can see we have some new layout designs in general available, such as carousel effects and overlays for split shapes and stuff like that. Really nice for, especially if someone's going for something like a banner style. Looks really attractive as well. Some other great updates is the website builder has AI alt text generation. So just tap Ask PhotoBiz AI and look at this. Boom. You get a nice curated description of the photos inside the builder. Very, very awesome. Another great thing is, hey, block links. So now you can update the names of the blocks that you're working on. So maybe you're telling a designer, hey, can you update the love story block? You can also utilize this as a way to create anchor links. So really awesome, really helpful when it comes to, when you click something and it taking someone right to where you want them versus the top of the page. Maybe you want people to go ahead and sign up and get straight to the point. So we're going to talk about how you can utilize those features today on the website builder itself. So let's dive right on in and take a look at what we got going on. So we've got our website. I'm just going to open it up here. You can see it's just something very basic we've been working on for the last couple weeks. Just going to show off a few things from it. So we're just going to change the layout, maybe something like that. Just give it something else real quick. We're just going to change the layout back to its previous design. There we go. So this is our first initial design. So you can see we have a ton of stuff up here. We're going to clean up real quick just because we have a lot going on. Let's just put this in our hidden pages so we can focus on what we really want to focus on today, and that's building out holiday session events. So when it comes to holiday session events, you're going to have to think about how you're going to plan for those things. What are things that you want to have on your website that steer customers towards those options? Such as maybe you want people to have a mini session available for that type of style. You can definitely curate that moment. So, when we're looking at things like that, what are some things that that customers are going to be excited about? Well, obviously they're going to be excited about if you have some type of holiday session for family portraits or even Santa if you're really into that style of photography as well. So these are some things that you can plan for as you build. So those are something that we're going to really focus on today. And we're going to get right into it. So, all right, let's dive in. First thing I want to do is I want to create a new landing page. So let's go ahead and do that. You're going to click on new page and then click on the page. You'll see you have different options you can select from here. I'm going to choose landing page right away and see the options that we have available. You can see there's some very beautiful designs ready and waiting for you. I love the way these look, especially when it comes to something like this, it really kind of is telling a bit of the story. So, frequently asked questions, allowing booking writing on the page. Let's keep it straight and to the point by selecting something like this. And why we choose this one, we're going to call holiday session. And we choose something like this. And what's nice about it is it comes with this nice layout that already has some images, a little bit of information, what type of session might be involved. We're going to change the holiday related stuff, and you can add your scheduling option here. So first thing I want to do is I kind of want to change the colors up. I want to make this more seasonal. Right now it's blue. Maybe it'll do something more the red tones just to get people a little bit more festive. So we're going to change some things like that. First thing I want to do is I'm going to make the title color white, and then I'm going to change the background color of this. I'm going to change it to a red tone. So we're going to put it in here. And then maybe bring it down here so it's a little bit more burgundy. There we go. And text color. Oh, it disappeared on me. There we go. Come back over here. There we go. Hit OK. Then text color we're going to make white. And background color, we don't need to worry about our button colors, but we're just going to see that initial change. So we're going to make it more gifty, more a little bit red and colors, stuff like that. So I'm going to modify it here as well. Reason is we want to use something festive. We want to keep people in line with this idea that we're going to be doing something. So you've been invited, exclusive family mini sessions, holiday sessions, we'll call it that. And then whatever else you want to describe here for the event, you can put here as well, just to kind of get people excited. Here, this is where we're going to want to add photos that reflect that style. So I'm just going to delete these and I'm going to upload some new ones. I'm just going to select them, just going to drag and drop them. Do that real quick. I'm just going to throw these in here and then we'll probably throw them into our clipboard after this, because we don't want them all to, be in there, but we'll see. They're uploading. There we go. And some of these are just ones that I found real quick, so you can see. Maybe we'll keep it this way and then modify it. Put this one away. Now we got that. We can make it by 4. You can change the layout options. Change it to a column of 4. There we go. And then I want to change some focal points because I don't want anyone's face cropped. And we see that young lady at the end who has a pet kind of reflects with that. So I'm just going to move this one towards there. I'm just going to slightly change it just a touch. And I'm going to flip-flop it with the younger lady right there. So there we go. So now we can see the options. Types of things that we're going to be doing. This is where you can come up with your holiday, messaging here. So maybe you want to take this. I'm going to tell, use this, but for holiday sessions. I just tell it I want to do it, something like that. It just made it more oriented towards holiday sessions. There we go. And then you can see down here, we have some information about fall. Maybe we want to change that. We're going to change it from family mini sessions to holiday sessions. Right in here. So, you can just keep it that way. We're just going to keep doing that. Now we're building this page out. We want it to reflect the style of photography that we're doing, right? So if we're doing something in studio, anything like that, we want to make sure that it's presented in our images. So I'm just going to type in holiday in our stock real quick, see if we have anything that reflects that. So maybe I want to do something outdoors. You can have an outdoors type session here. Just keep it that way. You can change the layout if you want to. Like again, cycle through for our quick change options till you get a look that you like. Yeah, it looks pretty good right there. I like this one. I changed the shape just a little bit. Some things that we can also do is make sure that we have our alt text on these images. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that here. Girl in festive red outfit with Santa hat and accessories. Oversized glasses. Look at that. Yeah, fast and easy. It's going to just help with search when people are looking for this style of photography. Here we go. So we have that. Next, I want to change this section here to have that more festive tone. So white text, white text. There we go. Then we want to update this spacer block. And just make this spacer block also that tone. Now we want to make sure that this page is, we can see what it looked like previously when we do this. You can see that it had that bluish tones, right? So let's Let's change that. Boom. We're going to see it reflect over here. There it is with the red tones. So you can see that it's working, giving us a nice style. We removed the footer and the header, so this becomes its own landing page. Now, why would you want to do something like this? Well, part of it is this can live as a social media post. This can live as a ad. So if you're driving people with ads, you can drive them here without the distraction of getting lost in looking through your website. Now, if you want to add information about yourself so people know who you are, you can absolutely do that. Add your who, what, when possible, just so it gets people excited about the types of photography that you're doing. So when they click, they're not getting someone in California and you're all the way to New York. So those are types of things that you definitely want to look into when you're optimizing these pages. Just putting in those context clues when possible as well. But if you're doing any geo-marketing, you can make sure that it's precisely going to the locations of the audience style that you created. Don't just put this out to everyone. Dial in the target as possible. And most likely anyone that already follows you is probably located near you anyway, so you want to make sure that is general context on those page anyway is driving there. So we have this page built out, but we don't have the ability to schedule. So we need to update the scheduled events. So let's go to our manage schedule services. You can see that we have some that are already here. We have fall minis and indoor outdoor studio sessions. I'm going to take this fall mini. I'm going to update it, call it a holiday mini. There we go. And see what it looks like. Let's see what we got here. Holiday mini, you would put your description here instead of a photo of, outdoors. We're going to update it to be something that is more in line with, holiday photos. So we'll just say holiday or family. Let's see. So maybe if we use something like this one, we can have that image represented here. Maybe it's an outdoor shoot, kind of wintry looking. So we got something kind of going on. You want to construct your availability. Obviously, you're going to probably want to set up your custom date range. So if you haven't done this before, what you're going to do is you're going to go click new. You want to create custom dates. And here, this is where you'll cut them up with the name of the service for minis. Description, how long the duration of it, and go from there. So that's what you want to curate in here about it. So, $250 max, on to the next one. And then your dates, you would select your time and dates through here. So since we already have a mini one set up, we're just going to change our holiday mini session dates to a different day. So we'll go here, we'll change the dates because we're already doing our fall ones here. So maybe in October we're going to do this session. We're going to do this on 18th. Same thing for this one. And I made this day where it's split, so I'm going to have like a 30-minute break in between here before I start my next session. So that's why you add those additional times. And then additional days, you can add additional days on top of that. So you maybe shooting this 2 days here, and then maybe the following weekend you're going to shoot some stuff as well. You definitely want to make sure that it is as curated as you want it to be. So I'm going to make sure maybe that day we start around 10 a.m., but we're stopping early because we have some events that afternoon that we have to attend to. So maybe at 2 you're done. And you can keep adding more dates and times until you run out. So maybe you have some dates that go into November. You can keep adding those. Maybe you're doing that on the 8th. And then you're doing that one like an all-day session. Maybe you're doing 8 till noon. Then you add a date. It's the same one. Here you're going to change it since you're taking a break at noon. You're going to take your 1 hour break maybe. You're going to start getting everyone at 1 p.m. and you're going to run that thing till 7 p.m. So you're going mega load. That's your last drop off day for holidays. So we have those sessions built in. You can then create any type of instructions, thank you notes, anything like that once those automated emails are sent out to people. You want to have automated reminders for the series. And testimonial options, you can set those automated emails up. Yes, we're going to activate all those emails to send out so when people do book. And then we're going to add some tags. So this is going to be holiday mini sessions. 2025. And why are we adding a tag? So anyone that does this, you'll be able to use later down in your marketing for future types of events that maybe are for follow-up holiday sessions or any other type of sessions that you want people to go to. Maybe if they've had a fall or holiday, they would like a spring or summer sessions in the future. Just things to think about when you're curating future packages and options for people, and when you come up with yearly options like, hey, it's been a year, would you like to do another session? So now we got all that set up. I'm going to go back over here to our website builder. I'm going to click on that session type. I'm going to find it. It's in our minis. We're going to choose holiday minis, and we've programmed it, you can see, and it's got that order blue, so we're going to modify that. Title white, text color white, button background color. Let's make it a little bit more festive green. There we go. And then we're going to change the background to that color. Availability. I like that package looking color. Let's see how that looks like with a golden color going on. So let's take a look. Alright, so now we got it going on. We've added that, and you can see it here. So, easy to do. We added it very quickly. So again, if you didn't have it, you select your session type, right? Choose holiday minis, and then you update it how you want to, colors and all. So let's see what it looks like. There it is. So when someone's scheduling from you, it'll appear this way. You can see the dates available for October that you got listed, and then for your November one, you have that one here, and you can see how many times are there. So then they'll be able to select their options, book with you, put in that information, and how much you're charging. So you can see how many times and dates that you have ready, available, that you're trying to maximize as many possible people as, you know, you're trying to get over 100 people this fall for holiday sessions, which is commendable. If you can get that, that's a good rack up, right? So you want to keep your time as open as much as possible, every 15 minutes at the minimum, right? Just to drive it down. And hopefully that you can get through all those people. So you have this beautiful page. Maybe you want to make some tweaks to it. Probably get rid of this. You don't need this right here. There we go. So now it just bleeds right into the red, and then people will be able to book with you. Now, what if this is on your regular website, though? You want this page available, visible on your website. Maybe you have something that's talking about it right here, you know, right before it gets into meeting who you are. You want to advertise it on your website. Well, you got a couple options. First, I'm going to take this section here because I think this is a nice little block. I'm going to take it. I'm going to drag it. You can drag it to your home page, or you can take that block. You can take that block, and up here in the pencil, you can move. When you click move, you can choose where you want it to go. I'm going to tell it to go to the home page, and I want it to go to the top of the page because it's mostly at the top. It's going to move there. I'm going to go back to the home page. You'll see it displaying here. You can then drag it to where you want to. Maybe you want it before it gets into all the information about you, or right below your normal section. So this is kind of like a call out. We want to modify it. So you get to say, holiday sessions are happening. Book now. So something you can update on this side is adding a button as well. So we want to do that. So let's go to button. You can say book your session today. So we have that, right? But we need to make some quick changes. First of all, I wanted to bypass this block in the future because now that we have that information, there's no reason for us to tell people again. We can jump right down to here, right into the holiday session area. So we're going to name this block. We're going to rename it. We're just going to call it holiday booking. So we got that, holiday booking. So now you can see this block has changed its name. Sorry, something's going on with the browser today. Okay, there we go. So I want to show you again. So we took that block, we renamed it, we called it holiday booking. So now when we go back over here to our home page, you can take this block, this button area here. We're going to click on our button. We're going to change our button color first. I want it to stand out. So we're going to make it that green, right? So we have that. But I need it to go somewhere. So we're going to choose to link it to somewhere. We're going to link it to a page. We're going to choose where at on the page, right? So we're taking it to holiday sessions. And then after that, you can choose which block you want it to go to. Now that we've named our block, we can see which one in our builder we would like it to precisely hit when someone clicks in. So this is going to be fun. So let's take a look. I'm going to jump over there. Back to this page, right? Now let's hit refresh. Now we have that block in there, right? And you can, of course, if you don't want this to be red, you can definitely do something like that. You can design it to look, as attractive as you want. Maybe you want to add some little floral designs, maybe some lines just to kind of break up the section just a touch. Maybe you want to do something like that. Just so it breaks out this section just a touch, so it's not completely like, oh, this big color shift, right? We don't want to throw people off, so we'll do something like this. Slide that down in there. Maybe those dots that we had on the page earlier, we can see in our designs and layout stylings. You can click here, or again, you can choose to see all the looks that we have going on until you get the desired look that you're going for. There we go. I like that diamond right there. So we want to keep something like that just to get people excited, and we can also copy it, put it below, so now it feels less alien to the page. It feels like an actual call out section. So this is where we can add that here when people are doing that. And now let's see what happens when we click on our options after we've made that update. Hit refresh. There we go. Looks good. Looks nice. And click here. Look at that. Drops us right into our section. It didn't just take us to the top anymore. Puts us right at where we want them to be at for booking. So then they can put in their information and start booking right away. This is going to expedite the rest of the page, because now if someone's already on your page, they're already shopping, right? So if they're already in shopping mode, they come through here, they see this, oh my gosh, I gotta book my session. Boom, you can take them right into that booking area right away. Same thing if you're doing something from the top, and maybe you want to do something with site links. Let's take a look at a site link option. So from here, you want to create a new one. Maybe it's like, we can call it holiday sessions. We'll make it a button. Button text. We'll keep the button text white, but we'll add that green. You can say holiday sessions are booking. Now, you could do two different ways. You could make it go straight to that page where it's going to the booking page, right? The holiday session page, or it goes to the top of the page. Let's see what that does. Let's go over. I'm going to go back. I'm going to refresh. You'll see holiday sessions, and you can click it over and it goes straight to this page where it's all about that. Or if you wanted to and you think you want to bypass all that information since they're already intrigued about booking, you could then also send them directly to that spot on the page as well. So it really comes down to, what you're trying to hit. If they are brand new, maybe they hadn't read this bit yet, maybe they have. It really comes down to your organization of it. Do you want to pop it right in here? Maybe you pop it right in here. Maybe it forgoes this section here. It's really up to you when it comes to the stylization that you want, but either way, it's going to help drive quicker results because you're getting them straight to the funnel point much faster versus taking them always to the top of the page. So I really love that this new feature is integrated in now, because it's just going to help expedite stuff a whole lot more. What I mean by that is, of course, we'll keep this here. We'll make it go back to the top of the page. But there's other ways you can market directly on your website, making those quick exchanges. So we're going to click on Marketing tab. We're then going to click on Pop-Up Builder. You're going to then click on, say an option like if you want a pop-up to be available. You can create one here that directly drives people directly to it. So we're going to create an announcement. We're going to change the announcement. We're going to change the image. We're going to choose something that's more festive looking. Let's see. Go to my stock images. Just type holiday. Maybe this one. There you go. That looks cool, right? Take that. You know, something like this. Let's rewrite that. There we go. A little bit easier to read. And then write whatever you're going to say. You know, book now. Session are limited and will fill up like last year. Choose your date and time for your holiday session. Or portraits, how about that? There we go. So now we got this ready. We can then change the button, make it say book event. You can then drive it where you want to go. You can go again straight to the page. You can then choose directly go into that page at the top or diving right into the booking. We can then update how we want this to, go out. All pages, specific pages, frequency, maybe every 7 days. We're going to set it up to trigger at 5 seconds. And we want it to trigger on our home page, obviously. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. But first, I want to make sure, I don't want this to fill up I want to change how it looks a little bit. So I want this to be a little bit bigger. So we're going to change it to medium. And I want it to come to the side. There we go. I think that looks good. We could go bigger. I don't think we need that though. I like the medium. I think the medium looked nice. We'll keep overlay on. That'll darken the screen a bit. And we can go from there. Alright, so keep it a classy affair, right? So we're going to hit publish. When's it going to publish? When's it going to expire? We're going to make it expire after our event, obviously. So on the 9th. Done. People can fill it out to that day. How about that? So now when we go back to that session, we're going to go back to our home page. I'm going to hit refresh. Now, again, 5 seconds. What's that feel like? It's actually a pretty good long time. Boom, there it is. So now they have this pop-up. It feels like a reward because maybe they missed everything. Depending on how long you have this available, when they click on it, the immediacy of getting them straight into the event. That's what you want. You want to take them straight in to the area. And of course, you don't want this maybe to pop up on this page. So maybe you only want it to pop up on the home page. You can modify the settings of that way as well. So where it doesn't trigger on all pages. Specific page, I just only want it to appear on the home page. So then you can have it only triggered there. Now, when you're doing this, this is something that's specific to you and your business, however you want it. If you want it to go to the top of the funnel, at the bottom of the funnel, you name it, on all pages or only on one page, it's really up to you. Now that we have that set up, now you got a really organic sales funnel. We have built already these options to where it's available, on the home page. It's got this call out on the home page. We've created a site link that drives them straight down to the actual conversion point. This drives them to the conversion point, and also a pop-up that can do that. Now, after you've done that, you've had the session, you need to make sure they're able to purchase the items. Now, if you haven't done it already, you want to make sure that you have your sell online options in the e-commerce section set up. So all the types of prints that you're going to sell, you can set up here. All the types of digital image packages that you would like to sell. So if you're selling anything like individually or packages themselves, a traditional package, a full gallery, a digital gallery, non-traditional packages, set that up here as well. And then any products that you might be selling, like ornaments, collages, books, you name it, would also be set up here. Any other types of services, if you're going to do any pre-sales before that, or maybe it's just for your own studio sakes, you can set them up here as well, because we want these to live organically. Because once you've done that session, if you can't do in person, you can still do in person and also a digital client gallery page. We're just going to create a new event. We're going to create a new category. We're going to call it holiday. So there we go. Then we're going to create a new event. We're just going to call this one Jane Doe. When the event expires, we're going to give them till the 10th. That should be a long enough window. It's about a month. And then you can set up email automations. Yes, we want cart reminders and all. And then what price lists we have, we're just going to set it on global for now. And allowing of anything else. Are we allowing free downloads? No. Not off this session. Yes, activate all. And then you can set it up to be password protected. We're just going to throw some images in here real quick. Because, we can just say that these were our holiday sessions. How about that? There we go. They're there now. And you send this off to the client. Once the client gets it, they'll get a nice little, presentation of it. They click on it. Then they're able to see all their images. Of course, you would probably want to watermark these. This is where people... Holiday sessions are when people decide to get more... I'm going to take these photos. And this is just for a protection for your safekeeping. Because at the end of the day, if they really want the photos, they're going to really purchase them right away. So whatever you're offering, then you want to make sure that once they're putting their information in, it's tracked. And you'll be able to see what types of prints they want. Which type of digital images that they prefer. And if they're creating any packages out of that. Maybe they want the whole gallery. Maybe they want the whole event. So now they're getting the full gallery. That's some things that you can curate for them so they can purchase directly through here. Now, if they abandon the cart, maybe they didn't make their purchase within a day or two, that's where you can make sure those email automations are set up properly. You want to go back over here to your marketing. You want to go up to email automations. You're going to want to make sure for client galleries that your cart reminders are set up. We have them set up. Our cart reminders, we got set up one day after the event. So it'll get a trigger where it says, hey, it looks like you've left something in your cart. Log in to finalize your selections and complete your purchase before your photo gallery expires. So that's something definitely that you're going to want to have when it comes to these holiday sessions, because it's a busy time. People get forgetful, but we want to make sure that they're making those purchases. Now, if you want to throw anything last second just to incentivize people after the photos, you can also add something like that as well. Maybe you're trying to make sure that they are, incentivizing by, like, maybe if they haven't made a selection by 2 weeks, you're giving them a 10% off discount. You can add that. You can create one. You can call it a general message. It can trigger out after the event, after the account is created, or however long, right? So, after they've maybe started doing their favorite selections, scheduled 1 week after this, if they haven't purchased yet, we can make it triggered. You can create a custom message in here. You can activate it. We're going to turn it on. Like, hey, 1 week left. Save 10% now. And you can create it where they get this message, right? Hello, save 10% if you purchase before whatever your chosen date is. We'll say by, Thanksgiving or something like that. So what's out there, and you can put a promo code. Use promo code GOBBLE to save. So you can have something like that. So we're going to make a 10% coupon for Gobble, right? Just trying to keep them in the funnel to purchase. And it'll send them back if you have a button or not. Anything like that. You get to have it linked directly there. So we're just going to save that. They'll get an email that's automated with that. We're going to go back to our e-commerce. We're going to create a new coupon. We're going to call it Gobble. 10% off a total order. We're going to call it Gobble, right? 10% off gallery. It's going to begin. We're going to just make it start on the 8th itself, but they're not going to get that email for a week. Expiration, we're going to make it where it ends on the 26th. So there we go. Got that going. Discount amount 10%. And that's good. We don't care. We want to keep them purchasing. So we got a 10% off coupon. It's ready to go. All right. So they're going through their gallery. They're making purchases. That's what we want, right? So we're making those purchases in there, in those moments. When they're in here picking what they want, they're favoriting their stuff. They gotten the automated email sent to them. They're like, oh, okay, I didn't know I could save money, right? They didn't know that. So they're still purchasing pictures, getting all they want. Once they got everything added to the cart, they can then submit. They can put that coupon in here as well. So, oh, wow, if the time still remains, you know, you can have it where it's going on. So we have the coupon code expired because we aren't past the event yet, right? So let's go back to our e-commerce, but I'm just going to turn it on. So it's going to start now. We're just going to start it last week. How about that? So now when we go back to that gallery, hit refresh, and then we'll go up here to our cart. When they type in Gobble, now that coupon code will be applied. You can see they saved $34. So we're keeping them funneled in. We're keeping them intact to making sure that they are guaranteeing purchases from you. Yeah, 10%, it's not a lot, which is fine because you're just giving them a morsel of saving. If they save $34, but you're still making $300, that's great. $1,000, go for it, right? Any type of incentive to keep them in the funnel to make the most maximized purchase possible. You can create these sales and incentives to keep them on target when it goes to going there. Now, once they've done that, they'll check out and they'll get those pictures purchased from you. You'll send it to whatever place you do printing or you do your in-house printing, and it's done. Now you've kept them in line going on. Now, after that, to keep people incentivized for always doing this, you can always share these stories with people online. So if you have something with, photo sessions, things like that, tell the stories of these people. You know, they come to this session. You can share each client's events, what it looked like, just to keep people excited. Like, hey, check out so-and-so's event. And it just keeps it being reciprocal for next year's event. You know, tell people to sign up early so you can be on your newsletter. Other things you can do to just keep people incentivized for doing this. And then you can share this blog out to your social media channels. This can then also be an ad if you wanted to. All of this is all guaranteeing ways that people keep coming back to your sales funnels that you've created. Because now we got a really fully functional website that is definitely built for session types. We've made it where it's organized. You've made it where you have pop-ups and you've got call-outs. And my favorite new feature with those anchor links, it drives them directly to your sales funnel faster than ever before. So think about that when it comes to future events. Other ways that you can do to improve upon that is making sure that you have your scheduler built, make sure you have automated emails going, and making sure that you have coupon codes ready to go to just make it more incentivized for them to make a purchase, especially as they roll into the holidays. You can make a Black Friday sale if you wanted to in this time frame, just so that they're saving money, because everyone likes a deal. And if you even put 5 or 10% on something, people are going to take advantage of it. 5, they might be like, what's the point? But 10, they'll start talking when it looks like they're, could save $100 on a $1,000 purchase. But you're still getting your money out of it, and you've already made the pre-sale of the session itself. So if you get 100 people, $200 a pop, and then you're getting $1,000 out of that later too, you've had a really successful holiday session. So that's one way these are all the ways that you can utilize all the things that are functioning in here. If you need to keep people on track, you want to mail your entire campaign out, tell people about your holiday sessions, you have that as well. So to top it off, just choose one right here, like splash into savings. You can modify this, make it more focused on holidays. Get people excited about the types of sessions that you have. You can drive them directly to that block. If they're already ready with booking, you can go in here. You can then take them straight into that block, right? That's what we want, right? So instead of taking them to the top of the page, we're going to take them where? We're going to take them to that middle section again. So we're just going straight back to our website. Grab that code. I'm going to grab it from here. That one takes us from the top. We want the one that takes us straight to the middle. Boom, right there. We're going to take this one, copy it, go up in here, change our button. There we go. Then you're going to go in here. You'll change the context of this. So it's going to make me a nice little thing about holiday sessions. How do you want to make this look? If you grab some text from here as well, you can do this. Do that. Paste it in. Change the size of the font. Make it this. There we go. And we're ready to rock and roll. We got that in. They're ready to book. Now that you're ready to book, you can see what it looks like. I don't like the colors, so let's modify them real quick. We're going to just make them a little festive. We're going to click on design. We're going to keep the button as is, but we want to change the colors of everything. Background, I'm going to make it that red tone. Border, we're going to make it also more of that green tone, like a package. Then we're going to look at other things like accent colors. No, not for this one. We're going to keep it very simple, black and white. How about that? There we go. So then when we take a look at it again, oh, did it not save? Did the colors not save? Oh, okay, let me try again. I must have not hit save. There we go. We'll do it one more time. Change the border color. Change the accent color, black, white. There we go, save changes. Now we can see what that holiday session email looks like. Hit refresh, there we go. It's looking pretty awesome. Our button kind of got lost, let's update that real quick. Now, there we go. Then it'll drive us right into that booking option right there. So think of all the other creative ways you can connect with customers by staying up to date with all the features that we have. Now with the anchor link options, you can take them directly into the funnels. You have the email automation options. You have the scheduling options. You have creative ways to make the website landing page look festive and fast and easy to build with. All that is right away available with the PhotoBiz Builder. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our team. We're always available. Check out our latest stuff on blog.photobiz.com. If you need help, you can always live chat our team directly from your website builder directly here. Ask a question anytime. And also, if you're working on anything, this little black question mark area will highlight anything, and then you can also ask us a question directly from here. Again, you can check out our blog.photobiz.com anytime for all our latest features and updates that we have, and to keep up to date with the latest tips and tricks when it comes to making sure your website is visible and profitable. Those are the main things that you want to focus on as we roll into the holiday sessions. A lot of things are changing out there. Are you keeping up with all the changes? You can also check out our education.photobiz.com. It's a great way when it comes to learning more about the upcoming events. Click on upcoming events tab. You'll be able to see next week we have our website reviews. We also have the following week changing layouts on your website. So that's going to be a fun one to showcase all the latest features when it comes to changing your layouts. We did a little bit of that today, but we'll go more in depth on how you can really change and modify the way your website looks. Then we roll right into another website reviews, and then we do an Ask Me Anything about headshot photography with our special guest, Kate DeCoste. So you're going to want to come there. You've been listening to her podcast, The One Behind the Lens. Great information there. But you're going to get some great information right here. If you have any questions, ask it right then and there. I'll be asking my own questions, but it's a great chance for you to be able to ask your own questions right then and there as well. So after that, you can see some upcoming things after that, how to start booking online, website reviews, and scary website mistakes at the end of the month. Some fun stuff. Also, if you need any help anytime, check out our coaching services. Click on the coaching tab and you'll see for $150, we have tons of services available. Most popular stuff such as our design assistance, e-commerce and client galleries, marketing, forms and contracts, SEO, and much more. We did pretty much all this today just in this 1 hour. So if you need help with that, guess what we can do for your 1 hour? We can set all that up for you. So definitely check that out. It's affordable, $150, get a lot done in that time. And if you like doing everything on your own, DIY style, we have a quick start series. If you're just getting started, you want to see how that is done, you can work there. But if you need to know how each of individual tools work, we have our PhotoBiz tools available here. All our demos you can read, you can watch, see how it is to build on your own and get started right away. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section or reach out to our team. We're always available to help you anytime. And I hope you have a great and nice weekend. See you next time.